From collaborating with OnlyFans creators while still underage, to her own mom allegedly shipping out her daughter's undies to a bunch of random men. This is how Piper Rockelle's reputation was ruined. But to understand how this happened, let's go all the way back to how it started. Piper Rockelle was already online as a kid back then, posting short clips on Musical.ly. When YouTube started pushing kid-friendly content harder, Piper was already positioned perfectly for it. Her videos were built for kids who wanted fast entertainment, such as pranks, challenges, crushes, fake arguments, and apologies. And behind all of it was her mom, Tiffany Smith, or as she calls herself, Momager. Mom was running the entire operation, scheduling uploads, managing brand deals, deciding who showed up in videos and who disappeared from them. But she actually had help from her boyfriend, Hunter Hill. He filmed and edited videos, helped produce Piper's content regularly, and was involved in the overall management of the channel. He is also described as being introduced as Piper's brother, even though he was not actually related to her. And that's weird because Tiffany is Piper's mom, and if Hunter is a brother, what is this, Sweet Home Alabama? Anywho.
Yeah, boy.
There are also allegations that Hill and Tiffany even tried to sabotage the careers of kids who left the group. Yes, Piper is not the only kid here.
4 new members into the squad, and stay tuned to see who they are.
There is a group called the Squad, and they will later be involved in a very disturbing pattern of abuse. But first, everything looked harmless. Fans ate it up because they felt like you were just hanging out with a bunch of kids you grew up watching. A lot of people online really say it reminded them of a real friend group, but the scale kept growing. The channel was pulling millions and millions of views per upload. Sponsorships were stacked and merch was moving, to the point where the channel was earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And the more successful it got, the more locked in everyone became. Being in the squad meant non-stop exposure, but it was all tied to Piper. And by early 2022, several former squad members came forward and filed a lawsuit against Tiffany Smith. They claimed the environment wasn't what it looked like on camera. They experienced long filming days, pressure to perform, no real separation between work and personal time. According to the lawsuit, they were working a lot. The channel was making money, but they weren't getting paid fairly. In short, they claimed they were being abused. But that is not the only problem. There are claims of emotional abuse, physical mistreatment, and in some cases, exposure to sexual abuse, including sexually explicit comments and inappropriate touching. There were allegations that an adult offered to teach an 11-year-old oral sex. Other parents said the kids were pushed to dress more provocatively, told things like push your butt out, suck your stomach in, or to wear something sluttier. What the fuck is wrong with these people? There are also claims that underwear was sent to adult men. There were also allegations that after some kids left the squad, attempts were made to damage their channels. This included falsely reporting their videos to get them flagged, using fake activity to mess with their subscriber counts, and even linking their videos to adult websites. Once that lawsuit became public, the channel was demonetized. Videos stopped making money and the business reportedly started losing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And people started looking back at old videos differently. Moments that used to be played off as jokes started feeling really off. For example, in one of the YouTube videos included in the Bad Influence docuseries, an actor dressed as a police officer was brought in to arrest one of the teens as a prank, and the kid genuinely started crying because they weren't told it was fake. There's a footage of a fake ambulance scene where Piper pretends to hurt herself and it visibly stresses out some of the other kids on camera, but Tiffany denied the claims. She even filed a countersuit for tens of millions, saying the accusations were false and damaging. However, that countersuit was later dropped, but the damage was already spreading. Commentary channels picked it up, and people online started digging and reacting as the clips resurfaced. The lawsuit dragged on quietly after that, There was no big public trial, just lawyers going back and forth on paperwork. By October 2024, it ended. The case was settled for around $1.85 million. No official confirmation on the allegations, just an agreement that closed the case legally. For the court, that was the end. But the internet wasn't convinced at all. Once it's online, it sticks to your name. No permanent delete to that. Not long after, Netflix released Bad Influence, the dark side of kidfluencing. Netflix's own description mentioned alleged cult-like manipulation and abuse claims inside the squad. Former squad members talked about what it was like growing up inside that environment. Sophie Fergie said she was filming long days and was pushed into pranks that made her uncomfortable, and even alleged inappropriate behavior by Tiffany Smith in one clip, while Sawyer Charbino talked about being told to act mean to another kid on their birthday for content, and how being directed like a puppet didn't feel right. In the documentary, several parents openly regretted not protecting their kids sooner, admitting they didn't realize how serious things had become until later, where their mom and were supposed to protect them, and we didn't. Nothing was new to people who followed the lawsuit. Seeing it get laid out just made it harder to ignore. People, comments are flooding, definitely tuning in, exposing the ugly side of fame. I knew it. More will come out of this. That's why I banned my kids from watching YouTube. I will be watching this. What kind of mother Tiffany treated to Piper here? I hope Piper okay. Her mother needs to be locked up. Tiffany is a pedo, full stop. She belongs in jail and so does Hunter. By 18, Piper's image was already changed. But what happened next made it clear there was no going back to it. In January 2026, Piper launched an OnlyFans account. The launch reportedly went live exactly at midnight. Piper later claimed she made $2.9 million in the first 24 hours, sharing a screenshot of her earnings. Like, what? You're telling me you just waited to be on OF? Okay, so that was the plan. Because if you think about it, before Piper turned 18, she got backlash after posting TikToks with creators from the Bop House. And for those who don't know, that group is basically a group of OF creators living together in the same house. At the time, Piper responded by saying it was just a collab and that she was not moving in or joining anything. Going
forward, I mentioned this to you earlier, but I think you have a lot of potential and you have a lot of reach and a lot of things that you could do that if I had when I was 17, I probably wouldn't have gone into this industry.
Not only that, girl also had a brand army page while she was still 17. She said the account was parent managed and that it was basically the same kind of photo content she posts on Instagram. It also included a $100 per month tier where subscribers could request custom looks, and Brand Army does not allow nudity. And now we are here in 2026. She finally started an OF. And wait, girl even got emotional while sharing her kind of milestone. I can't believe this is happening. And of course, another wave of backlash flooded in. You should let young girls know this isn't typical. I'm not gonna hate on your hustle, but don't lead the youth of a country into perversion. Your subs are definitely filled with guys that would give most women the ick. Pays to get naked, y'all. Insane. Meanwhile, Piper made it clear she wasn't interested in being stuck with a version of herself people remembered. And from her perspective, that made sense. She even said that she has never had a good reputation though. Piper didn't even hide when the criticism started. Instead, she addressed it head on. And recently shared her income of $2.9 million just one day being grateful to be an OF creator, like sharing her biggest flex in her whole life. So what do you think? Is this reasonable? And subscribe, or your mom won't let you sleep.